Story in my experience? Yeah, I got water splash in my eye and it cost me 10% of my vision.
This video was sponsored by Vet Rating Group.
Hi, my name is Travis, U.S. Army veteran, here on Veteran Inc. to share the stories behind my military tattoos. My military tattoos are kind of a resemblance of everybody before me who's laid the groundwork. I mean, for me, when I joined the military, I knew I wanted to do it because of my family. So this was a way to kind of look at everybody before me, pay homage to the people that served with me, and then of course there's everybody that's going to serve after me. My sleeve tattoo that I got was just skulls, a couple of them with helmets, mainly to remind me of guys that have passed before me, guys that sacrificed, laid down their lives for people like me. And then on my back piece, I decided to get kind of something more resemblance of time in military. Starts out in the beginning, you know, guys storming the beach of sands like we all seen in World War II, those scenes. And then from there, just taking the hill. And that's kind of what the mentality of the military is. Everybody's gung-ho, taking the hill. And at the top, you know, the biggest thing for me was all gave some gave all. So I had that incorporated in the back piece on there with the soldier standing at the top of the hill, whether that be in heaven or here on earth. You know, everybody raises their right hand that joined. You did a little piece or you did a lot of piece. And for me, that whole back piece was kind of like, that's the whole military. Everybody's at the end, we're all doing one job, and that's to serve. It's kind of weird to explain it, but you're sacrificing your body for like a piece of art to dedicate it. So I chose my big back piece to put on there, dedicated to the military. Anybody that sees that piece from here on in is gonna say, wow, that guy was either in the military or is definitely pro-military. So it's just kind of something that just pays homage, just like you would when you walk into an art studio and see an art gallery. Highlights of my military experience for me is camaraderie. I have people today that I've met in the military that I still talk to this day. We still communicate. I can still call guys that I haven't seen physically in 5-6 years, and when I call them on the phone, it's like we never even lost touch. We saw each other the day before. That's pretty invaluable. I have people that you go to high school and you grow up with, you lose touch, but in the military, it's, you know, it's that sense of you were in the foxhole together, you kind of are, you know, tighter than brothers to some things. So those are the huge highlights. So my experience was combat engineer. So we built fix and float bridges. So one of these times we were on the Tigris River, we were moving pontoons and boat pieces in there. Just happened to be kind of a freak thing. Water splashed in my face, completely drenched me, wiped it off. This was probably 1 in the afternoon, continued our mission. We bed down that night. That night, my eyes started kind of bothering me, a little scratchy. Everybody thought that I had looked at the welder when he was welding, so I had arc burn, flash burn. Told him, nope, not at all. Next morning I woke up, it was just completely bright red, burning, most severe pain ever. Casevac'd me down to Baghdad where they had an optometrist there that could actually look in my eye and determine that I had got a flesh-eating bacteria in my eye from the water. And it already started eating my cornea. So they had to do the emergency drops, do the antibiotics, kind of get my body to kind of calm down, but it cost about 10 to 15% of my vision. So when I returned back stateside, I was eligible to receive LASIK surgery because I have a little bit of astigmatism. And after this injury, I was no longer eligible because I fell out of the parameters of being corrected. So it was kind of like, all right, that's price of freedom. I joined in the military. When I joined, it was 2003, right out of high school. Turned 19 in basic training. And then from there, did a couple deployments in South Korea. From there, did a couple deployments in Iraq, and then got out in 2014. From there, I took my life in a whole new level because I knew, you know, the stuff inside the military was only for so long. My body was only going to keep up for so long, and my family was only going to keep up for so long. Since I've got out, I've got all that military experience and pride, and now my life's only been that much better with that. Specific event, definitely 9/11, because I was a post 9/11 joining. So I remember where I was on September 11th. I remember exactly what I was doing. And I just remember having that sense of like urgency that I need to go serve. And then within my house, my dad was an Air Force PJ. So initially I kind of thought about that. And my uncle was a 20-year Cav Scout in the Army. So military wasn't pushed on me, but it definitely was a backbone that I knew, hey, you know what? You know, I can give my piece of service to my, you know, community, to my freedom, and to really, you know, do something more than myself. The military was definitely not what I envisioned. It was actually better than I thought. I watched all the movies and all the, you know, Full Metal Jackets and all the horror stories that I thought, this is probably gonna be the worst. I had a lot of people around me saying that I wasn't gonna do well around it. You know, as a surfer kid growing up in Carlsbad, it was kind of like, what was I doing with my life? And it was the exact opposite. It was the best thing ever. Boot camp was like summer camp to me. Shooting targets and throwing grenades was fun. And then immediately I just was thrusted into, a lifestyle of training in schools, fast-tracked, and, was promoted fairly quick, and that allowed my career to be fun and, and exciting, and I was always on the move. So those 11 years just burned through quick. Describing the military in 3 words to me, first is definitely loyalty, dedication, and camaraderie. I mean, there's no finer words that describe what the military is. Loyalty, you need to be loyal to what you have for that cause, loyal to America, loyal to freedom, loyal to your family. Dedicated, because it's not a 9-to-5 job, it's not a 10-hour job, 12 hours, it's 365, 24/7. And camaraderie, because it's not a one-man unit. It takes everybody around you, from the pack clerk, to the supply, to the cooks, to the infantry, and anybody that says otherwise is kind of misunderstood. My life outside of the military has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when I got out of the military, I thought it was going to be scary. I didn't know what to expect. And then because of my skills in the military, I just kind of, stepped in the right positions in the right job. My hard work took over, but just being able to have that training, bronze kind of thing. I worked in the construction industry to start out, and I've made myself all the way up to project manager. I was working at a $50 million general contracting company within 3-4 years out of the military, making 6 figures. So, I mean, it was the skills that I had in the military, never making over 40,000, 50,000. You don't do it for the pay. But then on the outside, when I got out, I got to reap the rewards of all that training and benefits.
Are you tired of not getting the VA benefits you deserve? Give Vet Rating Group a call at 619-737-2238.